So when you came to Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you?
Yet again, so when you came to Atlanta and your child gets into this gathering and he's doing great, you're his mom, how could you ensure that individuals didn't make the most of him? He committed his errors yet? He possessed it, and I won't actually call it a mix-up, he decided, and it was anything but a slip up in light of the fact that he claimed it. So Usher's mother as of late uncovered how Diddy totally completely changed Usher for the more regrettable, and this genuinely seems like a mother's mourn. I was self-assured. Okay, I got my work done, his desired industry. As a solitary parent, it was truly challenging on the grounds that he was tireless and I was emphatic. So I realized we planned to win in a new meeting with the specialty of discourse Jean Bargain, who used to function as Diddy's protector, likewise supported her remarks when he made a few pretty frightening cases about Usher's relationship with the hip-hop tycoon. As per bargain, there could have been some preparing happening from Diddy's end, which has certainly created a ruckus in the music business, I know, and individuals realized that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher had what was happening. Bargain appeared to be really shocked when Usher adulated Diddy on Shannon Sharp's webcast, particularly considering their set of experiences. He alluded to a few past occurrences that landed attendant in the clinic, surrendering it to Usher to share those subtleties. I let Usher recount that story, yet how might you venture to say a man that prepped you going to give him a pass? Bargain believes Usher must address Diddy's supposed wrongdoing freely, and he shared a fairly awkward occurrence he professed to have seen. To stress his point, it included Diddy, a few women, and Usher strolling in at a somewhat abnormal second. These disclosures have most certainly created a shaded area over Usher's association with Diddy and have provoked a few serious inquiries regarding influence elements in the music business. It's a sign of the requirement for responsibility even among powerful figures anyway. It merits recalling that these are only charges as of now and nothing has been demonstrated in any case. They've surely got individuals discussing the intricacies of the diversion world. Back in 2016, attendant focused on his experience residing with Diddy when he was only 13 years of age as a feature of Diddy's Puffy Flavor Camp. He imparted the subtleties during a meeting to Howard Harsh, where he depicted the way of life as wild and insane now, with late bits of gossip twirling about Diddy's supposed association in a sexual relationship with Usher. The spotlight is back on that interview. These reports originate from Rodney Jones' claim against Diddy, in which he blames him for rape. The claim makes reference to Diddy flaunting about a sexual relationship with a vocalist who performed at the Super Bowl and had an effective Las Vegas residency. Usher didn't avoid talking about his experience with Diddy, thinking back KO feeling like a younger sibling and being given the epithet child boo. In spite of the whimsical arrangement, Usher portrayed Diddy as all the more a companion as opposed to a disciplinary figure in any event, thinking of him as family anyway. When inquired as to whether he'd sent his own children to Puffy Flavor Camp, attendants' reaction was a firm damnation. No, the re-emerging of this interview has ignited a scope of responses from fans, with some communicating worry about Usher's childhood and the potential for injury, while others conjecture about different craftsman association and comparative circumstances, including submissive plant. Andrew Tate has additionally caused disturbances online with his straightforward nature, this time plunging into the contrary, encompassing the notable artist Diddy. Tate, known for his strong assertions, took to his ex-previously Twitter handle to share his considerations, reigniting his presence on the web, reposting one of his more seasoned tweets close by another one. Tate jumping all over the chance to remark on the continuous rape contention encompassing Diddy. This get quickly snatched consideration and ignited conversations across virtual entertainment stages. Tate isn't one to avoid contention, frequently expressing his real thoughts no matter what the outcomes. His eagerness to mix the pot has reliably kept him in the public eye, and this occasion is no special case. Back in December 2023, Tate had tweeted a provocative proclamation about celebrity which got critical reaction at that point anyway. With the new claims against Diddy, Tate appears to accept his point has been demonstrated in his most recent tweet. Tate referred to Diddy's unmistakable quality in the ENT media outlet to build up his prior case about popular people. This move by Tate has ignited further discussion and hypothesis. Internet, during a discussion with Howard Harsh, attendant examined his experience of residing with Diddy in New York City for a year in the wake of moving Their harsh reference that the course of action was Reed's thought, alluding to it hilariously as puffy flavor camp attendant, contributed featuring the one-of-a-kind elements of residing with Diddy during the 9S when Harsh alluded to the chance of Usher being presented to grown-up party. Robin Quivers asked about his folks' endorsement. Usher conceded his folks knew nothing about the circumstance, underlining that he was living it up without their insight, albeit Harsh playfully addressed a Ming Diddy caused Usher to tackle tasks to remain humble attendant uncovered. He remained up later than the grown-ups and got extra advantages on top of the VIP way of life. Pondering his experience, Usher acknowledged seeing charming parts of the way of life yet stayed tactful about unambiguous experiences. He made sense of his interest in the way of life in those days and how it molded his comprehension when gotten some information about possibly shameful circumstances. Usher stayed equivocal in airing there were unconventional events he couldn't completely fathom at the time. Progressing to his mentorship of Justin Bieber, Usher unveiled how Diddy presented him to such conditions to harden him up inventively regardless of introductory questions. Usher perceived the worth of mentorship in forming imaginative pertinence, drawing matches between his own vocation direction and Bieber. This experience highlighted the significance of remaining ebb and flow in the music business, at last adding to Usher's proceeded with progress with various hit records over the course of the years. During the most recent episode of his Gather Call web recording on Monday night, Suge Knight likewise brought up issues in regards to the connections between Sneak Homie Dr. Dre and the game with Diddy. He proposed that these specialists were essential for a stealthy relationship with the disputable Terrible Kid Big Shot. Prominently, Diddy has been entangled in charges of sexual wrongdoing, including ongoing allegations. Ions from Lil Pol Knight communicated his doubts, referring to cases, for example, Andre openly giving a costly watch to Diddy during an honor service which he deciphered as a statement of love. This signal, as per Knight, denoted the start of a nearby connection among Diddy and Sneak. Knight likewise referred to cases where he saw changes in their conduct, for example, the supposed pattern of painting their fingernails, which he found confusing. Moreover, Knight called attention to occasions like the G.A. AIM purportedly giving Diddy a Lamborghini in spite of Diddy's monetary prevalence, which he credited over an assumed faithfulness inside the music business. Knight proposed a requirement for a careful redesign of major record marks and key industry figures related with what he portrayed as poisonous impacts and untrustworthy practices. Lately, there's been very much a mix encompassing Sean Diddy brushes, the famous figure in hip-hop culture who's likewise amassed a fortune through his different endeavors. You could have found out about a few common suits being recorded against him asserting demonstrations of sexual offense, including assault and attack. Currently has for some time been an image of progress developing his Awful Kid Diversion record name into a rambling domain that stretches from music to design, media, and even alcohol. Recalled that class from his 2017 narrative Can't Stop, Won't Stop, where he energetically pronounces anything I desire, I need to, I get. In the midst of the tumult of his work area at first, it seemed like the encapsulation of the hustle mentality, yet